All right. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. We're seeing a hot mic here, actually. We had some weird audio stuff last time, and now it looks like we've gone back to normal. Interesting. Alright, we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. It's funny. I know I said I was a little bit stressed last time. You know, I try to play with what they have against what I have and try to find solutions. And I thought I saw some stuff. I saw some stuff that made me a little bit uneasy. It felt like there was a little bit of a path to victory. And yeah, you know, being the first attacker in that position is never fun. Needless to say, though, we did quite alright. We did more than quite alright. Even with the lighter version of the defense here. I'm just gonna skip the matchup screen for a second. We're just gonna go back in time. I'm gonna rewind slightly. Go back into the past. Yeah, this is where we were at last time. Let me. There we go. Yeah, and not only did we get stuck here of all places, but it's actually been a long time coming. I've been waiting a long time ever since we fought Ando for a repeat of this. I am eagerly awaiting GAC history because we had another CLS run. We just kind of had some Lukes going crazy in general here. We got the 2-battle JKL. I don't really remember putting Ahsoka in there. I think it was because I knew that I was holding it was because I posted Padme South. Right. I don't know. I mean, how well theoretically could Ahsoka even be doing there? Oh, that's today. Right, I mean, Anakin is just kind of this weird, goofy thing of like, if they try to like Gohan and stun Shakti first, then hopefully Anakin bonus turn triggers. I mean, Ahsoka gives Luke a little bit of healing, gives Luke a little bit of protection. The basic's not really doing a whole lot though, right? I mean, it cleanses Shakti, I guess. That's not bad. Yeah, it'd mostly just be this as kind of like some heal support. I don't know. I cannot wait for this week to end just to see. Again, we're in this weird spot, by the way. I still don't like 3v3 as a mode, but I really like my defense, and this is a really weird spot to be in now. What? I'm like, are we just eventually gonna get to the point where I kind of like a offense that I have as well? And I still hate 3v3, but I like the defense part and the offense part? Is this just what denial sounds like? I think... Hang on a second. Yeah, what's up, Justin? Yeah, I think we're in a pretty alright shape today. Alright. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good, because I was stressed last time, and there is still some spice for it today. And there's some unpredictability, too, which is good. Alright, let's take it back to normal. I'm doing pretty alright. Feeling good. Aside from... Huh. There's a crack in everything. Camera should not be moving at all. It is in like the most stable setup I could think of possible. Let's see. Okay. I have no idea why it shifted. Whatever. We'll leave it. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling good, like, the fact that I seriously thought, I don't know, it's this really dumb thing that I get caught up on sometimes where, like, if a streak starts, like, if we're going uncleared, then I want to keep it going. So I was really just like, I want the lighter defense route, Really not sure what to feel. Even though, again, like, I look at all of my teams objectively. It's like, okay, we got Jedi Knight Luke with the 350 Shock T. She's outspeeding anything that they can throw at him. We've got our DR setup. That is, like... Unless I scout that you have a team that can take it, that's either you spend a Galactic Legends, or that's minus 20 banners for you. Just automatically. And then, you know, any possible GL that has to be banner bleed, like... I can either go the nuclear, neither of us are clearing route, or I can go the efficiency route, and it feels like I have a massive advantage. And yet, still I let myself get stressed. Yeah. So, I mean, let's talk about today. First off, that 60, or that, I almost said 60 plus. It might as well be, honestly. That 20 plus count, rolling 60 of them is like... That's just goals for me. Like, that has to be someone who... You know, I was a late bloomer on mods. I didn't really put a whole lot of work into farming them early on. I don't think this person has skipped mod day once. So... God. I used to be, like, have really bad mods and then, like, think about, like, where I am now. And be like, oh man, that'd be so sick to have someday. This guy is, like, the next step I would want. Like, that 60 plus count... You can, at that point, you can hit, like, your A teams, your B team speed leaders, and still have, like, some flex room to, like, you know, like a Bastila and a JK or JKL. You can still give her that extra speed still. Maybe tweak up your old Ben. You can comfortably do fast first order. Like, it's just so much space. It's so roomy in there. I want to hang out there sometime. It sounds fun. I like mods on this channel. I don't get jealous about, like, people having Sentinel Emperor, but that 20 plus count, you show me a 60 there, we're having a good time. Yeah. We have an opponent. Honestly, the mod count is the one thing I tunnel visioned on. Everything else is kind of... It's fine. It's kind of what we're used to. The one thing that had me a little bit concerned is... Let's say... there was some sketchiness. So, there's a thing in GAC match history where, of course, if they don't attack you, or, like, say they just, like, try once, fail, and then just rage quit, you can't see what they have on defense, right? Right. So, at a glance, at his first normal scout, today was going to be, they post double GL, or they hold double GL, we're only fighting one. It's fine. They had one specific day where there was just the GL missing. Every other day, one DL on defense. Both used on offense, both accounted for. The middle day, couldn't really see what they had on defense. Only saw one GL on offense, and you could actually theoretically not use them, I guess. You could be in that position. But, that gave me some trust issues. And then to layer trust issues on top of that, I looked at his last week of last season. No, the last 3v3 a month ago. And he had 2 GL on defense. So, yeah, let's get into it. That's kind of just what I decided to play around today. Feeling good, especially after last time. Yeah, I'm really curious to just get this team out there more. I just want more matches, honestly. Bigger sample size, just get more information. I want to know. I like this team, but, like, do I like it too much? That's kind of my big question right now. I'm feeling pretty high on it. It might be overrating a little bit too much, right? So yeah. I'm feeling good about Luke. I'm feeling good about both Lukes. Just anything Luke related on defense just feels solid right now. Rex as well. We got Barris up there sometimes. Barris, it feels like I really want Barris to be on Rey sometimes though. Just as like a way to try to block the JKR gas Thrawn setup. I feel like Barris would probably be a little bit of a better roadblock, so she's kind of split between those. But if it's not Rex lead Zeris, I don't think I really want to bother posting clones on defense, at least not Rex lead. Yeah, I don't know. We're just kind of sticking with the same plan for now, and it's kind of boring, right? Like, I'm not really tweaking a whole lot, but if it's not, if it hasn't been broken yet, I'm not going to make too many changes, so not really a whole lot to say there, honestly. Just kind of doing more just like... I just shifted to the same scene. Huh. Interesting. Just kind of doing some more Jenga of like what teams I want up top. Just as like in the off zone in case we are in no clear situation for whatever reason, which absolutely should not be happening, but I don't know, maybe like, right? They do 3GL somehow up front. I am trying to add as much banner chip up here as possible, is what I'm going for. What does Vader do with dots on B1? The cleanse, it depends on the order here. I want to check the exact wording on the E before I give an answer, just to make sure. Oh. See? This is why we read abilities. Nothing. Easy answer. Okay. I guess, like, you could have actually noticed that by now just by playing if you did, like, you know, EPPSF with Nihilus against Grievous. Yeah, what's up, Chuck? Yeah, Oily, you're not actually that late either. Got off to a little bit of a late start. Mostly just saying that as in... set the stream listing for 5:30 instead of 5:15. I might try sticking here for now. Just give myself a little bit more prep time. You think it's like Plague? Yeah, he's just a mute, man. That's honestly, like, I was thinking about the Plague mechanics. I was like, how would DOTs work? I'm actually not. We were in the exact same spot. I was like trying to relate to Plague, and that's why I wanted to check because I know that sometimes like Plague will just switch over to him and he'll just take damage. So I wasn't sure if, like, yeah. Simple answer. He doesn't at all. Alright, so we do have some interesting choices tonight. So there's a counter that I saw floating around. I'm not sure where it was from. I heard it was from Xerath, and then that didn't end up being true, I don't think. Or at least it wasn't from that match. It was incorrectly sourced. But yeah, so the CLS team might be on the outs. Yeah, what's up, Cabion? Yeah, the EU time balance is a little bit tricky. I don't know. We might go back to 5:15. We'll see. Yeah, look, Oily, even I like fail to reread the kit sometimes and just forget details. So I'm trying to be more self-aware about that sometimes now. You can't memorize like everything, right? You can hit the main beats, and then sometimes it's better to just check yourself. So yeah, the CLS team is potentially seeming to be very, very vulnerable to KRU Watt. Someone posted the concept to me, and at least to me at a glance, it seems immediately rock steady. The general idea being, is there supposed to be a chat box on the screen? Not yet. The chat box is disabled for this stage, just because there's not a whole lot of screen real estate. I mean, I guess it could go above. Thoughts for next time. I'm not gonna be doing that live. I guess I didn't even switch to the playing it. But yeah, right, so the whole idea being, KRU Watt, you have a whole lot of debuffs rolling in on your team from over here. That's a ton of protection source. Their damage output isn't necessarily that high either, although this CLS does have offense all around, right? So a little bit of punching power. And then, of course, you know, there's Confused, there's Buff Immunity, Tenacity down with CLS, a lot of stuff flying around. But KRU, as long as he's got enough speed, and then, you know, Watt basics, can, I think, do a pretty alright job of keeping things steady. There's one issue. There's a big issue. It's probably going to talk me out of doing it today, because I'm a chicken. Which is, my Executioner has seen perhaps many better days, actually. He's kind of letting himself go. So, I think I believe in that counter. I don't think I believe in that counter using this. It still might be fine, right? But the CLS has some punch through. My Fox doesn't have that much bulk to work with. Don't really feel like finding out today. On the flip side, though, there is actually... I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I don't know. We'll hit this beat real quick and then just continue. Yeah. Today we are essentially going to clear rear, assuming that there might just be a Kylo. I'm not expecting it to be a possible Luke. But if it is, I think we're still in pretty solid shape anyway. I haven't done Rey versus Jamal before, but I assume that just by virtue of Rey's, I don't know, 3v3 prowess, her ultimate hitting a little bit different, that matchup sounds okay. Haven't tried it. Guess we'll find out. And then yeah, I guess probably what's gonna be the first match of the night here is gonna be the solution that I came up with for CLS here, which is a little bit RNG prone, unfortunately. I'm thinking we Fin Po. Oh, what's up, Vampersand? Yeah, if we're not using the crew counter, so we have 2 more speed on Resistance Hero Finn. 3 more, technically, whatever. The CLS is 294. We are 297. Poe is not that fast, but the big factor here, I know we're kind of in the way on the CLS, he's missing his unique Zeta, so we're going to do the Finn combo to Poe, and Poe will just have a chance to stun CLS here. This is very risky. It is and it isn't. There's a little bit more of a breakdown to do. So he doesn't have the crit avoidance, he doesn't have the tenacity, so this is actually a fairly killable CLS, I think. I guess maybe I haven't really thought about counterattacks that much, but the swap should still have priority over Chupio getting turn meter. He likes Padme, Ahsoka, Anakin versus CLS. I believe Padme might be on defense. Well, that's just patently not true. Anakin is, though. That might change things a little bit here. I mean, this doesn't actually sound that bad, though. We got a little bit of health floating around. A bit of budget as well, of course. But it always feels like I need more health mods than I have floating around at any given time. This is much less risky than I thought. I think it actually might still be a little bit more risky than I thought, though. Anyway, let me do the full breakdown, because I want to talk through this. I want to hear y'all's thoughts as well. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. So Luke doesn't have the Zeta that's going to give him bulk at the start, right? So my thought was, Finn gets counterattacked once. It's going to give Chupio turn meter, which is going to matter here in a second. Well, whatever. So Luke is fairly squishy, right? He's not really rocking that many stats. The protection to health ratio isn't that great either. So Poe unique gonna be helping a lot as well. And then, on top of it all, I want to say Finn still has damage modding, please? Yeah. Maybe should have given this to... Maybe should have swapped them, but I think it was more about the speed than anything. So, like, we've got the Finn lead, right? We got the extra potency, so even if Luke had that tenacity, then it probably wouldn't matter, but still feels pretty alright. Chupio is going to be giving him a little bit of crit avoidance still, so maybe if we low roll on crits, it's going to feel bad. But anyway. So Finn gives to Poe. Poe, I think we try to stun unless he's super low, and then I might just greed the first special because it's more damage. Chupio is going to go next in this case, because Luke should counterattack. Whatever happens, right? They're going to be getting turn meter. Do we need to think about 3PO speed, though? Ooh. How could that go bad? Oh, I think I might just be off this train. Alright, we're going Padme. I was so focused on combat characters. Alright, we're backing up. We're getting out of here. Not a whole lot of courage generation. Squid 3PO? Yeah, it kind of is. And 300 base. It's not bad. I went with a Tenacity C-3PO this season. I don't know if it's paying off at all, partially because CLS hasn't really gotten that much action until yesterday, which is partially why I'm so curious to see, you know, what got used last time that CLS ate up so much of. There could almost be a call to run this instead, but A, I think we'll like having to cleanse more, and B, that would murder JK as fun for the most part, unless JK went with Cam. Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to fight CLS in 3v3 much. I always jokingly said I never want to fight against my version of it, so still haven't had to do that. This is actually the type of CLS I usually run in 5v5, which probably isn't a coincidence, right? That they probably didn't remod for 3v3. Plain translation will matter a lot too. Agree. Can't hurt in general. But yeah, this being 3v3, they're not going to have, you know, the usual CLS Terminator train now. Also, clearing blind will probably be important, although this just ignores foresight. Which is weird, because it means that Ahsoka's not actually going to be able to get rid of blinds. This might be a weird battle. Let's give this a shot. I mean, JK is only 50-50. SCBH.GG stats are so weird, though, is the problem. I think we're pretty comfy here. Not necessarily done with CLS just yet, but this counterattack on a Padme is going to give us a lot of protection. Feels quite solid. This is the point in time. This is actually where the team kind of hits its power spike. Killing Chupio is not the hard part. It's dealing with CLS, but because he doesn't have that middle Zeta, CLS just loses a lot of potential sustain now. Granted, this team isn't really trying to debuff CLS that much anyway, right? There's that good old-fashioned Ahsoka miss we know and love. We even kept the full protection on GK. Okay. I really don't use Padme for that good of a use either, so that's an okay trade in my book. Okay. I am going to make a note to myself. Remod Fox for actual reasonable purposes next week. Because the one way that I could see Fox going south is if your crew gets taken out for a decent amount of time and they just hit a couple of nice exposes on Fox. I could see that getting a little bit choppy real quick. Yeah, I don't think that was that bad. I was curious if Chupio was going to potentially go after Padme and, like, go blind first, but he does AoE first, so not even anything. I think we just stick with the guns here. We're holding 2 GL, we're not really too concerned about getting outgunned rear anywhere. Also, this is actually a really fast Fin Po team, so wedge lead, this 10% Terminator is actually going to feel really, really nice here, because we need to get ahead of a 330 Fin, which we stun first immediately anyway, right? But then 312, that's still fairly high mod investment here, so we'll take it. Alright, so Han should have the extra Terminator now. Hopefully we land the stun. We do, because we're good players. AoE is our best source of healing and protection regen, so... but we don't want to leave Poe alone that much. Ooh. Okay. I wasn't sure if Wedge was going to be able to outspeed Finn here. That was the one thing I was worried about, is like, do we give Poe some extra chances to make me unhappy? We don't. Pretty simple 54. Finn just seems a little bit inconsistent on what he decides to do when he's last man standing. He did try to go for the special there. If he went for Chewie, he actually might have cost us a banner. But, yeah, all in all, not bad. Alright. His Kylo is faster, and so I'm not too interested in a potential SLK mirror. I'm probably just going to take the worst banner route here, just for the sake of general cleanliness. I could just do a one last once-over real quick, just to make sure. So I guess even on the ambiguous day this season, he showed SLK on offense, but not Luke. So if we're worried about a roaming Luke Skywalker here, could be in the cards. All right, let's do a little bit of extra scouting. Doesn't necessarily scream like I'm definitely planning to use Bastila here, but kinda. Not really. I mean, it's just like one health set. I'm probably just gonna go SLK. We could end up regretting this. Could very easily end up regretting this. Not this fight itself, but I just don't know how Rey versus possible JML feels. Where's she at? There she is. This was a very welcome surprise too. I completely thought that Mon Mothma was just a deadweight character aside from being invisible. 50% health and protection. She's basically a second Hermit Yoda for this team aside from the Master's training. It's actually not bad. She actually just gets some extra value that I didn't know existed. So much of her is just hard written for Rebels and Rebel fighters that I just seemed unlikely. Yeah, this is a hell stacked Rey. I don't think there's too much to think about here for the most part. Their team isn't doing a whole lot of damage either, so. She does not get Whirlwind. I'm perfectly fine with that. While we got this crit immunity, we'll beat up on L3 a little bit more. We don't want to necessarily give her a Whirlwind if we don't have to. Okay, so everyone else's protection is doing pretty alright for right now. She's not exactly in ult range yet. Let's just give SLK a little bit of protection back. Stop her from healing. Is it too early for this? It might be. Let's chill for a second. Alright, this should be... We shouldn't be facing any sort of whirlwind action until she comes out of ultimate, so... Pretty alright, we'll save the Mothma heal, I believe. She's already in ult, so we know that we're not facing a whirlwind. We're fine with taking AoE. Trying to get a triple crit, we do. Yeah, I mean, we know this Rey doesn't have that much offense, right? So I think we can just kind of chill on this. Try to get some extra healing back once she's threatening a second whirlwind. I don't think this sounds that bad. Just in case she happens to lap her mid-Yoda and has a whirlwind up, we're definitely just going to take this Master's Training now, make sure he stays invisible. Working as intended. This is going to give... Oh! No whirlwinds. Alright, let's try to rally the troops. Not sure if that's enough damage, or if that's enough healing. It might be. Just get some extra ult charge now. Okay. Let me pop this. I don't think we can get back to full health and protection, unfortunately. Can we try to grease the wheels a little bit, maybe? This would need like 2 or 3 Hermit Yoda basics. I don't think it's going to be happening. And Mon Mothma's special is just crazy high cooldown. Ooh. Sir, you need to... We need you to leave. Is she about to whirlwind too? I'm just going basic. Hopefully this kills. Why is she on basic only? If we give Master's Training to Mon Mothma, won't she heal herself? That might be some missed health that we had earlier. I don't think it's gonna matter. I think we just end here. I really thought she had another whirlwind left. We definitely dropped her below 50%. Maybe she used it on Kylo at some point and I didn't really think about it after the ult. I don't think I ever saw whirlwinds after ult though. That was really weird. That was really weird. I have a good explanation for that one. Mon Mothma is here for the untargeted ability. Would C-3PO work here in a pinch? Does he start with stealth? I don't remember off the top. Actually, first question. Aha. Does that become weird? I mean, we have Rey. Weren't we in this position last time where we needed to, like, line up, zombie whirlwinds? Rey thrown tank doesn't actually sound that bad here. That or we could go, like, Rey and Poe? Rey only triggers whirlwind on light side allies falling, right? Yes. She did the one whirlwind after ults. I felt like... Maybe we dropped her below 50% before she did that, though. That timing seems really, really spotty, though. I would have expected... Right, because she got the ultimate and went back to 100%, right? And she still had... wiggle room, right? I don't know. Hey, if the timing worked out that we just happened to basically deny her second whirlwind, then I'll take it happily. I guess Rey Watt. If we give Rey weapon tech, we could grant her ultimate revive denial properties, but her ultimate killing Daka seems really dubious. What's the quality? Oh, I need to... So, Mon Mothma is here for the target ability. Would C-3PO work here in a pinch? I need to remember if he even starts stealth or not. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure he does, right? I'm blanking though. Does he not? Yo, Magu, nice unlock. I guess I should ask which Luke. There are just a lot now. But they're all pretty good, so saying nice also just works. I mean, if he's not stealth at the start... You're not taking whirlwinds immediately, right? He stealths for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, and unlikely that he would be able to get called. The one other thing I would say is, if you're facing like Rey, Han, Chewie, basically the thing that's nice about Hermit Yoda is his 100% evasion. Farm boy, of course. Of course. That Relegate scaling with his Zeta Unique can really just go places. Yeah, C-3PO could be dispelled by like Chewie, or just any AoE dispel. If it was like a complete emergency, you could try to do that. It sounds a little bit spooky to me, especially because, I mean, 2-turn duration, 3-turn cooldown. I don't know if he can perfectly self-stealth cycle. Also, like, Hermit Yoda. I guess if we're comparing Mon Mothma. Just sometimes, depending on how offense stacked the Rey is, you do kind of want that source of healing. For sure. It's a shame that Herman Yoda isn't technically a rebel, because otherwise you could try to get him to like triple translate and then cycle his heal equalize faster, and that would be sick. It's hard to say. I could see working in some situations. I wouldn't call it a consistent strategy. I wouldn't want to lean on that. Alright. First things first, like, should always be the question when finding this team is, do they have their zombie clocked correctly? 247, so 277... 55-4... I think it's Kylo's too fast. So Zombie should just lose. Yeah, his Kylo's cruising. So Zombie will just lose advantage naturally pretty quickly. So what are we doing? Didn't we go like Watt plus a tank last time and end up getting to like Kylo got to ult and it just didn't feel particularly amazing? Any tips for his mods? Generally speaking, I still run the fairly safe route of just bulky with a potency cross, speed potency sets, speed arrow potency on the protection on the triangle and circle. Damage JML is out there. I haven't really played with it too much. I mostly just use him in a capacity where he just needs to be a controller and tanky, but he's flexible. Certainly he can do a lot of damage, although, you know, like the Jericho JML costing Gas and Luke, Jedi Knight Luke in the same team, I'm really not a fan of. So, you know, he's a little bit tied up in that respect. If I really just wanted to, like, coward's way out here, we could just, like, mark Daka and then whirlwind her. Is a life we could be living. And even if we really wanted to get cutesy with it, I'm pretty sure JKR would take priority. Ooh. But Relic 8 SLK might actually have enough damage to just outright kill JKR with the poke. And he wouldn't be able to save her himself, so that's actually kind of scary. How's my modding? Almost close enough, but I'm curious again. Okay, no, we have to keep in mind, though, the whole advantage interaction with our crit immunity means that that zombie advantage actually lasts for a while. So we need a good, solid bypass plus dispel, or just like a fracture on zombie. I might just try going this route. The zombie's tanky. I don't think we really have to worry about killing zombie here. Just fracture him, get the advantage off him, and prevent it from returning. And then whirlwind Daka and move on with our lives. Is there a DR? We need to check. If there is the DR, I think we just L3 here. Call it a day. Alright, I think we get to get away with it. This doesn't sound too bad to me now. This feels lower risk. As long as we have a good, clean way to solve the issue of zombie. We have a fairly beefcake throne as well. I mean, all 5 dots, right? But this protection ratio. I mean, protection ratio doesn't matter in this matchup, but just, you know, some defense, some protection, some protection. What more do you want? What more could you want? You can't. It's impossible. Maybe a diamond. That just wasn't in the cards for this remod. Why are we in Sith when I was looking for tanks? Alright. Are we walking in with this? I don't think it sounds that bad. L3 is going to get poked. We can't Lifeblood Thrawn, unfortunately, but I would just assume that SLK is going to AoE, aiming at L3 second turn. We can't give Thrawn crit immunity. But then again, maybe that doesn't really matter. Maybe we even swap to Rey first. just to try to grease the wheels on her Whirlwind a little bit sooner. Let's see, 528. Thrawn should be going right before her. Yeah, just barely. Alright, hopefully this isn't a mistake, but yeah, there isn't really like a good one-stop shop dispel buff immunity solution. Like, Rich's Zero Poe is the closest we get, and he needs to be inspired, so we need to have a way faster ray. We could actually do that, but I think it would compromise Fin Poe too much if Zombie hits Thrawn instead of all three. That's actually very true. You give me hope now. Don't do that. I don't like it. So what's up? This is pretty much always going to be the move. We have no choice. Alright. Ooh. That's extremely rough. I don't think we lose yet. But that was some good work by Daka there. And that's kind of what I was expecting to see next. Alright. How do we dig ourselves out? We are just kind of waiting for Zombie to crit. We do... He is a fairly beefy zombie as well. We have some time. We denied him a little bit of ult charge there. He's still crit immune. This basic is okay. One big difference from last time is we don't have the... Ooh, am I just Whirlwinding now, maybe? But I think Zombie's gonna go again. This isn't even that good of an option. L3 is about to taunt soon. I don't think Ray's in danger of dying yet. I'd like to believe. Okay. We're being a little bit greedy here, but I think we kind of have to be. Yeah, it's not lining up. Damn, are we not clearing today? I mean, we can hit it. It's not really going to change anything here. That Daka RNG stun. Was it RNG? I actually don't know. She might have had the chance to just raw target him. I don't know if he's on poke or basic or AoE, but if he's on AoE, we kind of just have to ult now. I don't really expect it to go anywhere, though. If we ult, I think we lose, so maybe we're supposed to just basic and play for a possible win? Nope. Alright, I don't think it's possible to win. Or I don't think it's possible to beat him. Man. It's still possible we win today, but yeah, I think full clear is probably off the table then. Let's see. We do... No, we don't. I was gonna say we have JK or JKL, but I very specifically posted that team on defense. So we know SLK had the poke used at the very end there, so he doesn't go into this matchup having it. I think it's a mistake to spend more teams here. I think we turn this into an efficiency game. And then maybe try to hold extra teams left. And see if we can do anything. I wouldn't really expect it to happen though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Watt really was just fine last time. Even though it was a little bit messy, just gave the team a little bit extra staying power. I really need to see if we can come up with a better solution. Maybe, honestly, just go JKR. Like JKR L3. Maybe we just go that route. You just take the mark. You kill a team off, but I think we would be pretty okay with what he has left posted and not having JKR as a lead here, right? I think that's a fairly safe assumption. Oh, hopefully not too costly of a lesson there. I'll try it this time. Yeah, I don't know if I like fishing with the special. If you hit the Plague Sun, it's kind of teehee cute, but I think I far prefer just getting the Plague out early and often. This is also like a partial downside of Gas being a central part of our defense as well, is, you know, the other main SLK counter is kind of blocked from use. Stun? Alright, for the sake of our banners here, would just really appreciate a Daka heal. That's definitely not happening. Maybe I popped one earlier that I shouldn't have. Maybe Grievous just poked her a little bit too much. You know why people like him on offense so much? For me, it's just that for the core parts of my defense, my Gas and Jamal are occupied. So I just kind of work with what I have. That team is like a hard lock on defense, so yeah, maybe a little bit of greed posting this team here. We'll see if it gets any work done. It entirely might, right? Like, this is... he's moving. But we effectively disable our only fallback plan. Although, again, I really cannot state enough how much I don't want to play my offenses around potential fails. I think next time we just bite the bullet. I think we just Ray, JKR plus L3. L3 eats the poke into, you know, JKR, or SLK doesn't get his poke refresh, there's no Hux, so should just be an AoE on L3 there. SLK ND is so good. He's not as hard as Ray in a 3-pair, but the thing I respect SLK for a lot is it's just really hard to preload him effectively. I know we had teams that could pick him apart. I don't think we have teams that can pick apart a Daka zombie type situation. The pick apart method I had was for like Hux Faust for the most part. I'm trying to think, is there any other real bypass or advantage? For what we have now. Dispel plus immunity is still a fairly rare tool here. The other solution could just try to be like overwhelming damage, but that can backfire really badly. Because one-shot teams are very expensive. That's true. That's very true. And I want to point out too, by the way, that SLK team isn't as optimized as it could be. That zombie's advantage could have been even further off by like 50 to 60% turn meter. We could have been stuck for even longer than we were if you can just clog zombie's speed up against Kylo's. Granted, his SLK is pretty fast, so he would have to give his zombie probably more speed than he really wants to, but JKR is harder. I'm gonna go back and watch a bit. Because I know that I had a couple of solid wins against a badly clocked zombie. If it's a well-clocked zombie, I think it's actually a little bit too dangerous. We lost one and I went like instantly sour on the counter, but I think we lost it because I tried to banner hunt, protection hunt. A little bit too much. Like I popped like a Nute special when I could have just done like a master's training and just gone for the close. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, obviously hindsight is 2020 here, but I think JKR sounds like a very little price to pay to get some peace of mind. And even, like, I would be perfectly fine just chucking Lifeblood on JKR constantly. So L3 is the initial poke, then we just Lifeblood, JKR constantly just to keep him afloat. What is the best relative speed of zombie to SLKR? It's actually the same technique that I talked about with the LSTB guide with Ray Rebels. Basically, you want zombie to go ideally as close to right before SLK's second turn as possible, so that zombie hits you, and then suddenly SLK is just gives him advantage like 1 speed after that, and you've got all those extra turns of waiting for a zombie to get rid of advantage. So even in a non-crit immunity situation, that's the longest period of time where zombie will have advantage and not spending it. Granted, it kind of depends on how tanky your zombie is as well. I think tanky zombie kind of makes this a little bit... Well, it doesn't, it doesn't. I think a tankier zombie here actually was kind of annoying for Ray. It's possible I should have just whirlwinded zombie immediately and just started trying to, like, make him squishier deliberately and keep his stacks from getting to, you know, 2-stack double speed. But, like, for JKR or JKL, tanky zombie is actually ideal, because it gives you extra breathing room before he just starts, like, dying on first hit constantly. Alright. This isn't a danger to nest. We've done nest against SRP, and I don't like it going badly. This seems a little bit spooky for nest, spookier than I'd like. What do you? Not the most tenacious. Am I just doing a rerun? Or just recycling content from last rounds? I think we might be. I'm down. I just want to ability block him almost. The damage isn't the hard part. We don't really need buffs that. Yeah. Even better. Why not? Ooh. I mean, it is a relic Django this time around. Wasn't expecting her protection to go completely kaboom. I'm just gonna stop that bit right now. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of crit immunity going on here. So if we pay taxes, we give him crit damage, but we're critically immune. Seems comfy. should just, yeah. Damn. This is my day. I mean, how is my Bastila modding? I guess I can't check now. We're on different modding now than she was before. It's possible she might have just been on junk modding. Knowing myself, she probably had like double protection plus potency cross would be what I normally fish for. But she might have had... There aren't that many protection triangles I have that are speedy these days, so she was probably on some weird triangle maybe. I guess if you were gonna remod for that team for 3v3, probably give her like, ideally 2 health. 2 health primary. Probably still keep the potency, I think, and yeah. I didn't really regret that match. Kinda unfortunate. It's possible we were supposed to just go for control and Django instead. It's entirely possible. But I think that missile was gonna come out regardless. We'll just delay the clock until after he was hittable. Let's see. We're kinda on overkill from here. I don't really know what team kind of demands JKR is the weird thing. If you try it here, go for like Hux first. Or, sorry, probably go for Trooper first, I'd have to assume. The other crew team just isn't that dangerous. Broke 10 million crits for the first time in weeks. I shouldn't even say this on air. So I'm extremely, extremely close to set the General Emperor's event, and I need to bank about 20 million credits. Shoot. I could not eat. I reached 6 million. I told myself I wasn't going to check the mod store, but I saw this in the store. And it had like 40 plus offense, 2% crit chance. Only 4 speed, yeah, but it was like a 3 match crit damage, CD triangle. I caved. I spent the 4 mil. Not the best rolls either, so probably not worth it. I just need credits so badly. Couldn't help it. I really just need to, and it's the same with ship credits too. Like I literally just should not be looking at the mod store right now. It's just habit more than anything these days. But I might have delayed my Sentinel General Emperor by a little bit. Let's say maybe not worth it for that outcome. I don't know. I think of flip-flops. I think we marked Hux last time. I think we just marked the other skills. Okay, that's actually pretty useful. Him having advantage means that this battle meditation is basically 2 damage video game. I think we just go for nuke, push damage. I don't know if I'd like going for Sith Trooper first here. We lose a lot of Terminator, which actually could be a good thing for our banner recovery. We could actually milk this for a while. These counterattacks are certainly less than ideal. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is the moment that Hux dies, our clock shortens a lot, but I think... I'm just surprised that Hux... Like, I know that his lead is just like a flat damage boost, and that's gonna help a lot of characters just get their stuff together, but I'm still surprised how badly Hux counterattacks are hurting us here. This is a lot of damage, and I don't think Grandma's Unit's getting back to full here. I don't think we need it yet. I think we're just basic. And again, JK is even further off, actually. If we pass this to Yoda, we're pushing a lot. He has defense up. I kind of want that to let. Nope. Still, in fact, way too much. Yeah, alright. I don't think we're getting any more protection. Maybe just trying to keep domination off with splash damage, but keeping Hux alive. Because basically, Hux being alive was a huge nerf to Yoda's damage just from less turns. It's tricky. This is a tough call. Yeah, that's true. What's 100% counter chance with advantage? I don't think it's advantage based though, right? Isn't it just the lead buff? So any AoE crit. And our Yoda has really, really high crit chance. So like we could have basically just passed around. I think like if you think that matchup through a little bit more, and make your choices more deliberate in terms of like passing out a strategic advantage. Strategic advantage could allow us to splash down dominance pretty regularly. I don't think it would feel that bad. It would be a way harder way to play that matchup though. You're putting a lot of extra stress on yourself, like thinking through every turn. Yeah, no. It's an interesting one. Alright, I guess we have Vader Watt. Are we outspeeding them? Actually. But he's a flat 16 for himself, so I guess we could actually just weapon tech. Choke on a Saj, I want to say? It's her first turn. She still seems to really like doing the non-combats. Is there any possible use case where we could weapon tech Vader and get it down to SLK last standing? Maybe like GBA, like Vader GBA what? Not really a thing. They could kind of try to be. Yeah, Holloway. The issue that I've had though is like, Piett on SLK is really, 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 especially since if we didn't use Thrawn there, I think it would be a discussion worth having, but yeah, that was just a really, really disappointing usage of Thrawn there. And it's definitely on me for discounting the fact that we were indeed facing a stun. Right, 279 speed as well. God, how fast was I thrown too? He actually, I think, was very, very close to outspeeding her, but the fact that she went first just ended up being pretty rough. Let's see, let's get through this first, and then open discussion. GB would bring the pre-taunt and potentially a second taunt. We know that SLK doesn't have poke first, though. I think he goes basic first, then, so we do definitely think. I'll likely kill Daka with the PoE. Not sure I agree with that. Yeah, Relic 5 Daka. She's not going to lose her protection. Okay, what steps are we taking to get there? Nests. It would be hilariously tragic if I do crashing and burning, but we've done this matchup before. I don't think I remember. Nest doesn't dispel accuracy up might have been a difference, but his old basic used to do offense up, right? I'm gonna cover my butt to make sure that we're not gonna time out, but she should just ramp well enough anyway. That eventually she could just one-shot Scarif. I think we try it. I think at this point we take risks to try to set us up for possible success. Solia, of course, is going to be slightly annoying with her stealth, but we have a lot of AoE pressure on her over time. Oh, the zombie's Relic. The zombie definitely... Well, oh, you're talking about because he's half health preload. I guess the one wildcard too is I'm not sure what the state of Daka is with her stealth, or with her preload. She could just have like a stun ready, and that would be just wildly frustrating if she just happens to get a good stun. They are generating a lot of bugs. That part's nice. Just kind of chilling and waiting. We haven't really gotten to take a turn in a while, though. I'm not sure where the TMR is coming from. Oh, we're in auto basic. Oh, gotcha. I mean, this is like an example of where we could kill Pathfinder permanently. I don't think we put too much stock in it, though. Alright, next turn will be next AoE. Maybe we hold it for a little. Let her bake a little bit more. Alright, doing auto basic for a while. Just count turns. We are just reaching a point of overall damage here. There we go. That's what we were waiting for. Took a little bit. Was they just stuck in permanent stealth here? Yeah, that's why I was saying we just need to bake long enough that we can just, you know, get a huge AoE, take her down. All we're really looking for there. Probably looked a little bit uncomfortable, but I wasn't too worried. If that next AoE didn't quite do it, then yeah, probably panic time. But we were getting to that point, right? They were generating buffs like crazy for us. I mean, what? Leia was that crit chance source, right? So she wasn't like assisting Othma. She still seemed to be doing a lot. Gotcha. Plus, I wonder if Commander? Nah, only rebel fighters get rallied. I mean, yeah, with her basic, she was keeping SRP buffed, but I wasn't sure if there was any other case where she was getting called to assists. Like, Mon Mothma can't, but yeah, worked out. We got there. Nice 2-for-3 combo. It was definitely less straightforward than Big's Wedge. Yeah, true. Her stealth just feeds her a lot as well. Yo, Candy, get up. What's up? We gotta think about what we need. We gotta think about what we need, but we also gotta have to try to like counterbalance banner efficiency in case neither was clear. I mean, JTR against Vets give me that option. I'm probably gonna reach for it, but then what do we do against? Mine can be fast. I don't expect this team to be very po as well. 289 is not bad. Anticipating cleaning up SLK with, assuming you get him alone. Probably Fin Po. They're way better suited for Rey because Rey you can just preload down to 25% health. But I think we've done that in the past, and I think they actually got it, or at least got him very low health. I don't remember if they were able to pull it out though. Maybe we don't. And what other tank options have? Kinda. We need to... Okay. So... for each shocked enemy... So it's not going to be a perfect... Right, that should be 35% per. I guess maybe technically 40% per. If the shock is replacing itself, then I think the removed shock gets us 5 extra, so each Piett basic would be 8% loop. Not the zombie alive to feel the TM train. The thing I would hope for is... you know where this is going. Okay, but stick with me here, because this team can actually do some really, really good damage. I'm not... Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like, trying to be delusional here or anything. Like, I know what this sounds like. But so, stick with me here, right? Is if we can get this loop closed well enough, then we can just shock loop SLK. Well, I guess the problem is it's not like a fully closed, right? It has really, really good turn meter economy, but especially with SLK being that fast, he is just going to get to go at times. Right, Piett will give him 100% turn meter, and then he gives himself maybe 40%. Then bad stuff happens. Yeah. It could be a closing tool for like some extra burst damage. That's how it would also be that one. Okay, AoEs. My hope was that we would preload him with stun on 2-turn cooldown, so he would do basic into AoE. And by that time, we could probably cycle the loop off of ourselves. And it's a little bit too far-fetched, the loop. Like, if we could get shocks over here, then maybe. Even then, it's it. That's like adorable hope. So we're not doing Vader on NS. We already know Triumvirate is going to be completely useless, so maybe we try to go that route? He's not too damaging. I still feel like we would probably need to bring Eyeless? And also, Trey against Plague Stuff can be a pain. So, like, Plague plus and then Special is kind of spooky, I guess. I think we just run this. This is probably the best matchup we're going to get here. Maybe they could handle that. Okay. Doesn't sound fantastic. Like how always scares me. I don't think it'll be that bad. My Nihilus is the only concern. I guess that's not true. I guess Trey can maybe. I mean, how's the modding? So the crits should be a bit more consistent, but against Trey leads, still probably 0. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we were just. I think we need to just go down the list of people we know we aren't using potentially against SLK. Maybe would be a better matchup against Vets. Not sure yet. It's not the best drain. But we don't want to isolate here because we want her to call them out. Just healing for us. I mean, Saber Toss would get us some extra healing now. That might be. We'll see. We have pain where we want it though, so we we do get some killing naturally. Kind of just spreading out our damage for now, not necessarily trying to upset anyone. Here is nice. We might as well. Days, please. Ideally would like to kill them both simultaneously so we have to deal with assists. I don't think this plague is gonna be that bad to get off. Close enough. The DOTs will finish. Bye-bye. It's amazing how relevant all the legacy characters still are today. I completely agree. And coming from other mobile games, that definitely was not the case. I think it's part of why GAC is so good. It's definitely not true for territory wars anymore, but I think that's more of an issue of the mode game, right? JTR against vets is ultimately a convenience thing. If we're not using JTR, then we'll possibly throw. Yeah, we did first order last time, and I did it at maybe? It didn't end terribly. Dude, Magna. Not real, dude. Let's try running this back. Really mind you dazing. Or trying to. Your next turn is a little bit annoying because we don't want to have to kill you. I don't think this would kill that Hanya. I'm wrong. Alright, we're not taking those chops. Not today. But we could edge out a couple of banners here and there. Slow our damage down a little bit. Do basic so we don't damage it. I think we'll probably get back to full protection here. Probably not. Or we could get it. I wasn't sure if that last basic was going to get us there. We'll take it. And that leaves us JTR here. Could JTR be relevant against SLK? The heal block could be. Could it somehow end up being JTR Bros as the kill team instead of Fin Po? As long as he's preloaded so he doesn't have stun, that doesn't sound bad. We lose offense. We gain turn meter and cooldown. And heal block. But the turn meter reduction is a problem. Like, this has turn meter reduction as well, but it's so conditional. This team really won't see it that often. But then again, this team will get like one solid damage burst attempt, and then that's kind of just it. Alright. I kind of do want the whole JTR now, though. What does that mean? We could just go the Palpatine route. It's a 290 Kylo run. Not bad. 310 crew? This is where those 20 pluses are kicking in, apparently. Yeah, ours look about the same. Yeah. It's a mood. Yeah, I think we hold JTR. Could very easily regret this choice, but maybe. That or we go Fin Fin Poe and then we go like JTR Scav. I don't think that like a double beatdown would work though. I think you just need like one really good shot. SLK is immune to stagger, right? So that aspect of Poe isn't really helping. Pretty positive. Yeah, immune to stagger, can't gain ton effects, that's not really relevant. Yeah, I think this isn't really going to have much chance of mattering. Is bringing Sith Empire Trooper going to be a throw, though? Is my big question. How many raw pre-taunts do we have to be able to... I guess as long as we preload SLK correctly each time, then he won't necessarily have poke, so it's not the end of the world. Not going to feel great just eating a raw Relic 8 SLK basic against Fin Poe, though, but we would have to... We won't have a choice. Alright. Go fishing and we don't land much. Fortunately. A little bit greedy on this. But we landed. I mean, how can you not? We should have just killed him. Not taking it. You can actually kind of just see a demonstration here, by the way, of like the reason why it wasn't going to work versus SLK. As much as we are going, their turn meter does get with just an advance about like 40%. And 40% for these guys is basically just a turn for SLK, so it was never really going to be in the cards. We did lose an extra banner there by not finishing off OG Kylo. Okay. Too much TMR? Yeah, I think I agree. She would give Finpo a faster second follow-up. And that heal block really has me thinking here. Whatever. Let's cross this bridge first. We do have probably one of the better Vaders in the game, I would like to believe. I mean, you know, this mod isn't exactly stellar on the secondaries aside from maybe the crit chance. A little bit of missed offense here and there. You know, 2-roll tenacity, 2-roll defense, 2-roll defense. It happens, but still. It's pound for pound. He's up there. Alright. Relegate SLK. Yeah, we don't hate Wadstone too. I'm trying to think on order here. I don't know if we're probably supposed to just choke on SLK here, or are we just trying to get as much damage on him as possible? It's possible. $300k. Don't even worry about it. We do get the brute back up. The convenient. This basic is not going to feel great though. We take it. This has TMR now, right? Yeah. Farewell. GBA is not going to be able to get a taunt back up in time. We're probably just taking a call. He's crit immune though. This really doesn't do anything. But like, if we basic him, if we choke, and he happens to go for GBA next, then we can get some extra damage off. I don't think this whole will achieve much, but maybe it'll be too greedy to take this. Either of these choices feel particularly great. But this choice actually could decide it. We're probably supposed to just take them. Right. Where's up next? Yeah, but look at the speeds. This is a 600 speed Kylo, and our GBA is 20%. If he was like 80%, then yeah, I think we'd actually be in choke shape. But if we choke here, then we're essentially just gambling that 50-50 Vader doesn't die, assuming Kylo doesn't even just, you know, focus the lowest character here. Maybe we should have popped Watt Special. I don't think it would have mattered, but maybe. Maybe he can remove his TM. I'm pretty sure Vader just dies here. Right. Oh, that's true. We're removing his TM with Vader lead, so actually it's kind of cursed. Okay, we take the gamble. That was poke into basic, right? So next match he might be basic into poke? Is this just go time now? So the problem with Kylo, this is why I think Kylo solo is a lot harder than Rey, by the way, is this is a rule that is going to give him 40% protection back. So it might just have to be go time right now, which means we're forcing it. I don't think it's that realistic to get his health any lower than this, though. The question is, what poison? In the left-hand corner, we have some crit damage, crit chance, a heal block, which I think cannot be overstated how much SLK is going to be lifestealing here potentially. On the flip side, we have a pretty useless body with 60% defense offense potency. Yeah. We do also get Foresight with JTR on Defiant Slash, and that actually feels significant to me. I'm gonna pull up the VOD real quick just to make sure that I was correct about him ending with poke. Although if he didn't, or like he ended with poke into basic, which means that he would not have poke here. Oh, that's true. Okay, we take the gamble. Poke. Okay, we take the gamble. Basic, so we should be basic on the first turn. This is gonna be a spicy take. I'm going JTR. I think, don't get me wrong, this is not a diss on Finlead. You know how I feel about Finlead, great lead. I don't think it's gonna be bringing what we need to win here. And yes, there is a more repeatable form of Terminator removal here that could become an issue. Yo, Simran, what's up? This TMR could burn us, but the cooldown reduction, the heal block could also take him down for us. So got a health set, no health primary. This is Relegate though, so there's a lot of health to chew through. Alright. I think we do this. Plus, if we get lucky with the Foresights, it could deny him a lot of potential as well. What could possibly go wrong? Basic on the Foresight right now, I dare you. Okay. I don't think we're going to be clearing. See? Did you see that Foresight action for a second there? It was so sick. Have some extra bulk, sir. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, maybe the defense on Finlead might have gotten us an extra attempt there, but an argument for BB in place of Poe. No way. There's no damage at that point. I have to check what his base damages were, but even if we gave, like, the Poe was on kind of crappy mods. Even if we gave him better mods, I think he's still just going down one punch. Yeah, I don't think, we don't even have Piett. Yeah. I think we just leave it be. Oh, is it really KGK? I didn't actually... Shit. Apparently it is. Alright. Another fun test along the way. kind of want Eben plus Plo for the other team. I'm kind of tempted to try dragging Plo in here again. Where's it going? Still think Troopers would have been the best bet. I do have a Gear 13 Veers as a next lock. I'm not sure though. It's hard to say. So far looks pretty normal. Still don't remember if I'm supposed to stun here or not. Let's try holding it this time. Sergeant, I'm perfectly fine with that. We should be on Sun Fact Basic here. Vultures. Put the, or get rid of those. I don't know why I keep on mixing up Vulture droids and Buzz droids. Not fun. So this is a point where a mistake could potentially occur. We have Hyena threatening lethal on Anakin. He just has to take a turn. If I had Plo, I do this in Arena. You can just call Plo right now, give Hyena a turn meter, you secure it. If we hit the AoE, it will probably cost him protection. We probably should have just done basic over here. Right, Y-Wing is about to go and get turn meter. If Anakin enrages, he has Valor is about to give turn meter. I might just try something. Be a little bit conservative, because I think this is how we could lose if we get greedy on. We could just, yeah, boom. Why not? Decision making is for cowards anyway. Imagine having consequences for your actions ever. Unironically. He was 100% the move. I have had to be the reason why I lose. For that reason, or for the rationale that I just explained. It can throw you the match because Anakin getting angered and Y-Wing going can feed the capital ship enough turn meter that they get around to giving Anakin another, like, revive mechanic. And then at that point you just kind of auto-lose. You probably kill JK off the AoE. It doesn't. It definitely does not. But I think we were going to be fine either way, because the way I was going to play it, I was just going to do Spy Basic on Y-Wing and just chill. Alright, so how much damage are we taking? It hurts. Even the Vultures are still alive, though, which would be like the big differentiating factor here to me. We're kind of just stalling for next Buzz race to come out. Spy dies, that's kind of impactful. We got ult next turn. We're kind of just chilling. Their damage output on us is fairly low. So this is the point where we just start rebuilding. This IG-88 is incredibly easy for them to kill. Whatever that's worth. She doesn't go for the kill on him. I appreciate that very much. I'm gonna eat a little bit of time. We got the extra Buzz droids ready. And I would say, all set. Vader is probably not the best. Yeah. For him trying to, or deciding to invest in Relegate, for my min spec, I'm perfectly okay with that. Taking you, we're going back to the other Republic. Taking you. I'll probably just take Ahsoka for good measure. Next to punch through. If this does come down to efficiency game, he could just win off the back of how messy ships was. Still a weird choice. Still think we just did that. Okay, he didn't actually do that much damage this time either. How are we looking? Pretty target locky. Appreciate that. Some nice burn, sir. Be a real shame if we got rid of all your hard work. The bare minimum proves itself. It really kind of like... Okay, so the banner difference is pretty exaggerated, right? But, I mean... we're still beating, like, a Relegate GK. I mean, what Relegate is this? Yeah, 7. This is a really weird that we can't go back to the screen, that it just goes back to the PC. I don't know why I'm checking the Y-Wing. Let's see what gear the Y-Wing's pilot is. Eh, Ahsoka not exactly maxed out. Yeah, I mean, we took a beating on ship's banners for that. And then I think, you know, it's entirely possible. If I lose this based on efficiency, then I think it's probably going to boil down to the fact that we tried to pick up the Kylo kill, right? We could have done Vader Watt to kill the team way more efficiently than we ended up doing. It was worth a shot. Relegate is okay though. Whatever. I'll have mine next week. Or I already have mine, but I'll have mine locked in, I guess. Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. He will be chilling. Might give him some extra mod attention though. Not sure yet. I definitely, like, he is on the old school 3v3 mods, which is just kind of like slowish, damage-ish, health-ish. And I do think I want to try to get more modern zombie style. I do think too that the only downside of doing this is that it's going to mean that I have to switch to another team for Grievous, but that's not that big of a hurdle. Squishy zombie, in some respects, feels better to me. As long as we do the advantage clocking correctly, it just means that zombie is even closer to going into advantage death loops where he just has like 1 HP left. Or, you know, approaching that, right? How high is GK on the Relegate list? Let me give you a very simple answer, sir. I'll get you that answer when I figure out where he falls on my Relic 7 list. Fast, definitely the way to go for SLK. In 5v5, yes. In 3v3, I'm not sure. The problem with Hellstack SLK is it's good for SLK versus Rey, but then it kind of... It does and it doesn't hamper his 3v3 potential. It's weird. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. Like, it makes him harder to kill, but it makes him less menacing. I don't know. Look. All those baby steps. I'm farming ships for the first time in a long while. The Bomber's kind of getting there. Y-Wing's kind of getting there. Radis is now 7-star. This is why I need ship credits, by the way. This is why I'm not allowed to spend ship credits on mods anymore. Even though that shirt is probably still here, actually. Yeah. This is what it looked like when I bought it. And can you... Okay, it wasn't 40 plus offense, but... Listen. It looks nice, okay? I hadn't checked Mod Store in a couple of days. I just happened to come across it. You know how it goes. You just need to find a productivity blocker for the mod stores and get a stupid Galactic Legends. Whatever. I mean, you know what? What day is it today? It's Sunday, right? So if I gear Dooku now, CG isn't traditionally known for releasing news on a Monday. So, like, the highest risk, or like the earliest risk of getting burned would be late Tuesday. So that gives me roughly 46 hours of feeling okay about my investments before I could possibly get burned by more news. I will say, though, I was wrong on my math for when the next GLs were coming. I wasn't wrong on my math, Google just screwed me over something fierce. I tried Googling days between, I think it was March 23rd and October 7th, which was Rey and Kylo release versus Luke and Palpatine release, and it said 170 days. I was like, okay. Sure. I'll take you at face value there, Google. And then just did like 170 days from that. The correct answer was supposed to be 195, so my expected date for that, or for the next events coming, was basically a month back, so I do actually have room and get another horde going. I do have a Dooku now. I'm not going to commit anything else, but if I pick up a Dooku out of this, it's not the worst thing for GAC. We'll see. There's no way, there's absolutely zero chance that I'm going to touch these people. Honestly, the thing I'm worried about is I'm not excited for the point in time where he's going to be here and he's not going to have an ultimate, but he's going to be weighing the matchmaking as if he does, potentially, almost. It might not, right? Because the ultimate is worth a decent amount of GP, and especially if I don't give him Zetas yet. Like, I don't necessarily want to enter the 4GL bracket without having a 4th GL, because Sith Eternal Emperor without the ult is kind of whatever. And then, like, technically speaking, we need to be, you know, maybe we need this and that and the other. You're kind of fine, but like, for Sith Eternal Emperor to be an Emperor, there's extra work to be done on top of that. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine to lock in spending the stuff on Dooku now because our Nute has kind of been not fantastic. You're talking for the Vader counter on 5v5 Redeemer. I feel like for 5v5 DR, all we really need, I feel like we can just like pretty much just direct port the counter. It would just be like this, that, and then just like pick 2. Honestly, even just like this would probably be fine, because all you really need to be fine there is you need a second tank who can take HK and Marauder for a little bit. Or, you know, if there's a Sith Empire Trooper there, then whatever. Would Sith Empire Trooper be weird for Vader to deal with? We wouldn't have weapon tech. Maybe I'm selling a little bit short. Ron could potentially just fracture Sith Empire Trooper and give you access back to Bastila, but that means not fracturing Malik. I don't know. I haven't tested it yet. Final Sid Tarkin or Krennic Lead? What does Krennic Lead even do? I have been specifically avoiding Whatever. I mean, last stream I did kind of 25% crit chance, so it's an excuse to not mod your Vader wall. But if you decide to use Vader on any other counter, you're hosed. With enemies who are critically hit during an Empire ally's turn suffer ability blocks, so you just feed them free ferocity. I guess it's like minus 15% armor for if you choke. But DR and BSF are gonna have foresight anyway, so you're not actually getting extra ferocity there. When it matters anyway. This clause is kind of cute. You could almost lean into crit chance on Thrawn and just have Fracture become plus 40% protection. I still really wouldn't want to roll that way. It's a lot better if you have Thrawn just not critting, in my opinion. Frankly, gets ability blocks on crits. But once DR is dead, that actually would be fairly nice. Okay, no, but the biggest problem here is like if Thrawn gets feared by Bastila. Where is it? I need a Dispel somewhere. Is pretty much dead weight. Honestly, Down's adorable. Ultimately irrelevant. The problem is, like, this special would basically just be a buff immunity. The other biggest problem is that, like, if it's Krennic lead, he's to fear, so he's just on basic. And like he probably would even have CBM at that point still, until Bastila dies. Oh, that's funny, he doesn't even have a level 8. And the unique's pretty much just him. I do a live stream with their crafting ideas? I mean, potentially, the answer is like I'm always down. It's just like the recrafting tends to be very spur of the moment. But like, in the future, I could. Like, the thing I think about a lot is like, if I could have been live streaming when I figured out the tank Thrawn thing, I think that actually would have been a really cool process to capture. Ooh, hello. He's just unmodded for the Imp Trooper Rebel event. I mean, this doesn't sound bad, right? The fact that it can't be resisted either. You are gonna reach a point where you aren't reliably ability blocking Malak, but it doesn't sound bad. You know, unfortunately, I might be at a point where I have Krennic unironically. Whatever. I have Rose sitting in my account. I can't, like... Whatever. I don't know why. I don't know why I have, like, such a big hate button for these characters. I think it's because it feels like Rose has redeeming factor. And, like, he doesn't, for the most part. Aside from the fact that I have some hilarious mods for him. I don't know why I'm keeping this, but... It's not even a good mod, but it would just be funny. Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be fun to do. The thing for me is I tend to approach theory crafting as like a problem solving, so I wouldn't necessarily be sitting down like, alright boys, let's theory craft. It's like, okay, this team kind of sucks and I have an idea. But my answer is definitely yes. It's just a matter of finding the right conditions. I'm not sure if potency set or health set would actually end up being better for him. The real answer is he's probably not getting used. Unless it's like a really, really weird, cheaply easy cleanup team. Yo, Nute. Thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. It's true. There's only 2 characters in the game that can do that. It's Sith Eternal Emperor and it's Rose. That's just, like, undisputable. Make no alternative answer. I don't know. Whatever. I probably had some weird... Honestly, I think it's because... Since Eternal Emperor's core... I wouldn't even say core. Like, his public identity has always been more of an offensive guy. Taking on account bloat just for, like, offensive convenience doesn't sound great. It's not even necessarily that true of a sentiment anymore, but it requires some extra overhead. But, you know, maybe I'll do it. I plan on making any public mod filters for hot youth. Oh, hot utils is public now, right? Hot utils, I have a very weird relationship right now because the only real way that I'm using the modding tools is as, like, a tool for purging. But it's like, we're actually kind of due for a purge now, by the way. It's like, okay, we've got just, like, a bunch of locked mods sitting around, and we kind of need to just Thunderdome them against each other to see, like, who makes the cut. And I have some filters set up for those, but, like, the problem that I'm running into is moment to moment, I don't feel like the core modding tools are any more efficient. God, where did my credits go? Oh, Dooku. Right. Okay. We're fine. Still went towards the objective. I thought I just did, like, something dumb that just blew, like, 1.5 mil. Okay. Hearing Dooku is still arguable, but whatever. We'll get there. But, like, so just quick example. Is, like, the amount of time that it would take, and I'm, like, a little bit, like, the high util system is so close to being so sick, but the fact that we can't customize our buckets, I would want, like, it was cool, you know, like the thing I showed in the recent video of, like, it was cool to be able to just, like, take the high utils filters and just do basically what I did here, right? Is just, like, we'll tag all of the less relevant stats I'm not really looking for right now, and then it would just bucket those. But the problem is, like, just, like, in terms of raw speed, like, the amount of time to do that versus just, like, we're not even gonna throw on that crazy of a filter. We'll just go. Nope, that's forced out. I should be spending credits on mods. Oh, you're interesting though. Well, we're locking. Fine. Leave it. But, like, as nice as high utils can be, I just feel like I can still just shred through freshly farmed mods more rapidly. We really need to stop spending credits on mods for now. God, we're gonna have to remod tomorrow too. Yeah, I got you, Wheeler. Yeah, I don't, like, high utils hasn't become a part of my day-to-day. If I'm farming mods, I'm still sticking in client because I think I just work a lot faster. Even if we're talking, like, bulks of, like, 40 plus, I still think would just be faster and more efficient staying in game. Which is unfortunate because I think a lot of the changes that they've done are super sick. But just, I would want, like, if it's really going to outperform in game, I would want a level of bucket customization that I could just essentially automate the entire process. Like, for example, yeah, let's take the one that we just did right here, right? Where was it? I don't even remember what. It doesn't even have to be the right one, right? I want to be able to say, like, take a filter and just be like, if it's a crit damage, crit chance, offense set, and I wanted to be able to say, like, I'm looking for speed, offense, percent offense, speed, crit chance, percent offense, or speed, crit chance, flat offense. Bucket those as value, and then just ignore the rest. But the way it behaves right now, it was just pulling any mod with any secondary of any of them. So, like, a trash mod that wasn't a trash mod was getting pulled out because it had, like, one row of flat offense. And that was it, and everything else is trash. So yeah, I mean, still, it's a fantastic tool for me right now for, like, visualizing, like this, right? This can be a lot to chew through. I mean, you're supposed to sort by set, right? But, like, well, I already kind of did the purge in some respects. Crit chance will have been farming. This is probably a good example, right? Okay, we have a lot of crit chance sets banked. So, like, how do you even, like, and especially I bet, like, even if we filter speed percent offense, yeah. There's still a lot of them. So, like, being able to hop into hot utils and, like, just start pitting numbers against each other and sequence them based on that while still, you know, keeping certain values above certain values. It's really nice. And it's definitely going to be the way I handle my purges from now on, instead of just, like, it's so fiddly in game sometimes having to be like, oh, we'll go up to the blues and, like, ooh, you know, this looks pretty bad, but, like, do you have anything worse down here? Probably, oh, there it is. I mean, if there's enough interest, then I can definitely make them public, but the simple answer is just I haven't really done that many filters for what I think how most people would use them. Because if I was gonna do it, I would want a ton of filters and a ton of buckets that just completely automate the process, and that isn't really possible, so I haven't really put much extra time into it. At least not yet. Yeah. Alright. I have no idea what our fate is. I think we made some good mistakes to learn from. I do think Ray L3JKR would have been the easy solution here, for sure. Yeah, there's no way. She was dying to it always. Just mark her and take her down. I know we could have done a rerun of Watt, but I do think, well, the Watt battle was pretty messy last time. It was actually not that great. I think JK would feel fairly clean. I think we would still, SLK probably still gets to ult, maybe. I have to think about it a little bit more. It takes so much precision. It just doesn't allow you to sequence by combinations right now, and until it gets that, I don't think I'm that interested. Because that is entirely, if I'm farming mods, that's entirely what I'm looking for, right? Is like, and like, the filter system they have is so sick. It's so close, right? Like, it really is just, it needs that little bit of extra push, and suddenly I'd be out here, right? Even just like not having extra buckets, we can work with that, right? As long as our filters are set up right, then like if a mod shows up in desired, we know it's pretty much set. But yeah, I mean the initial Reese is pretty cool. It's so much better than the old version already. And if they can make those extra changes, it would definitely potentially change how I play the game. It's just hard to compete with the extra speed, especially when you have that buffer time where it's handling it itself and you're kind of just waiting for changes. But like, the more mods you're working with, the more efficient it becomes. To a degree. I think the other issue as well is just because you are having to look at a bunch of mods at once sometimes, it can be hard to judge everything at once. It can be a little bit overwhelming. Whereas, like, you know, like I just showed. But look at this. It's like, yeah, this is pretty shit. Okay, no speed. Move on. Right? Like, because it's just like, mod. Okay, move on. Mod. Okay, move on. Versus, like, mod. It's... The data processing is a little bit easier for me. The Bronzium stuff is amazing. I still have... It's a little bit more fiddly than I like, so I'd probably just end up trying it. But I do have my BlueStack script that can get that job done for us. Me. Alright, you see my 10.9k over here. We're chilling. But yeah, it's definitely a cool feature. There's no real reason why I shouldn't just use that instead of bothering to do it myself. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Because the problem is, I don't know scripting that well, so I have to go in, enable the button, reassign the hotkey, then save it, then start it, and then when I want to end it, I have to go and deassign the button. So again, it's just a bunch of extra code that hot utils would probably be. Yeah, I do the BlueStacks thing as well. Same thing. Alright. Well, I guess we'll find out what our fate is. I do still think we've got some nice curveballs on defense. I do also think that he won't necessarily be able to clear me. Time will tell. We really did get like a foreboding last time. And like the, ooh, Ray against Zombie, ooh, this advantage is sticking around for a long while, huh? I think last time Zombie was a lot squishier, so we're able to still punch through, especially with Ray having weapon stack. And yeah, it was a Gear 12 Zombie last time. I don't know exactly what's happening with my UI right now, but very interesting. Good stuff. Oh, is that supposed to be a premium feature? Yeah, I don't pay for BlueStacks. It's just because my script just runs infinitely, I have to physically, not physically, but yeah, whatever. I have to unscript the button from having a keybind so it stops running. I don't know, there is probably a more efficient loop again. I've fiddled together how to program it, at least to just run infinitely. Because the built-in... What is just happening? Just a ghost game. I just own everything in the game now. We did it. We're out here. What does my roster look like? Okay, I just don't own any characters. Alright. This has been great, guys. I guess I'm just done with this game now. I don't own anyone. It's game over, man. The game was like, alright, look. You did Dooku. That was one step too far. And you know what? I think I agree. Just filthy. Like, what are people gonna expect me to take this Zeta now? Oh, it's not a Zeta. Which one is it? I thought that the Makashi was a Zeta as well. I thought it was a 2 Zeta character now. Am I insane? Everybody says yes. Alright. I'm gonna have to go cope with that. This is what a band looks like. Yeah, they let you into the game, but they're just like, good luck, sir. Yeah, I don't know BlueStacks had a premium choice. Or did you mean you don't pay $5 a month for hot use? Alright. I'm gonna go be remorseful about my apparent ban from Galaxy of Heroes. You know what? Deserves. First time we didn't clear this season. Whoa. Oh, that was actually kind of sick. I wish I'm so used to just like mindlessly tapping through the menu to where I want to go. We had like a full zoom out view. Actually, would have been kind of nice. Alright. Enough talk. We said what there is to say. We got stuff coming real soon. Real soon. Some requested stuff. Some expected stuff. Some stuff that's been a little bit too long in coming. Started doing a rework of the Twitch page a little bit. Also kind of getting there. Yeah. Just kind of making everything cohesive. Again, I'm like trying to balance the infrastructure week a little bit along with that Vader guide really needs to be out by now. We're kind of getting a little bit too deep into 3v3 now. But, yeah. Yes. The P word is also coming. There's some work that I have to do with it associated with it, so I actually have almost everything set up, but I think I need to get that Vader guide out first. But it is set up. I actually had the panel in for Patreon on the Twitch and then pulled it down because I realized, like, Not yet. It's almost set up. A lot of stuff to do. But honestly, it actually feels really good. I'm kind of glad to be juggling stuff now, because it means that my plate's always full. And I work a lot better when I have a direction to work with. Alright, yeah. Alicia's open at T-Boot. Yes. Solid pacing. Or did you go top or bottom first? I don't know. Alright, I'm in the same boat. I haven't really done territory wars attacks yet, because just unlucky timing on walls opening up. Alright, I'm gonna go hop in on that. Yeah. Alright. Thank you all for watching. Apologies for not being able to deliver the full clear, but you know what? Next time we spend Revan to bite that bullet, I think it would be an extremely clean fight. I guess we did need to experience the Thrawn risk to know how bad, or I don't think it's a bad idea. I think I still stand by that idea. It was just that DACA stun really put us in a weird spot there. So, yeah. Live and learn. We will see what happens next time. Peace out. Have a good one.